welcome your first Austrian summer, and you will recognize this.
I like it already.
A really hot summer in the city. Yeah, thanks for having the time. Maybe just some words for you to say hello. How did it work for you in the summer break? I know it wasn't so long for you like for the players.
No, first of all, good to see you again. Hope you enjoy the weather in the summer. Of course, we spent the last couple of weeks analyzing the whole season, but especially the last 6 months when I was here, when the new coaching staff was here. So we tried to highlight all the positives, but also the negatives. Where is it we have to be better? And then really the words for me and to the players this morning was that we saw last season that we can be really, really good. We also saw that we have to be more consistent. And now when we start from today, it's also important that last season is gone and we focus on what's ahead of us and what we can achieve this season. So that's the words for me.
Thank you. Please, your question. We start with Oref and Thomas. Ladies first.
You just mentioned you analyzed the whole season. To what conclusion did you kind of come? Where are the points where you have to improve as a team?
Yeah, there's some football topics, which is probably a little bit more detailed and a little bit more tactical stuff. Where is it we have to be better? There's something about the offensive output where we have to be better. There's something about our pressing where we have to be better. There's something about set pieces where we have to improve. So that's more the football side. And then we could also see as a team, we have to see if we can create more like a unit, more like a connection, more like a team cohesion within the team. So that's also a big part of our plans in preseason.
You mentioned the offense. How happy are you that you have Tony Adams from now on in your team?
Really happy, because I've been following him for many years. When I was in Denmark, when we played against him, he was always a player that we have to take a little bit extra care of, because he scored goals and he made assists and he created chances. So now to have him in my team, that's a big pleasure.
You also have a lot of young players. Of course, the most known one in Austria, Nicolas Josepovic.
Yeah.
Vice-world champion. The whole country was really excited about him. How excited are you about him, and what kind of do you expect from him?
Like I say, so often with young players, I'll not put too much pressure on them, because that's the last thing they need. They put a lot of pressure on themselves, and there's a lot of attention to them. But he's obviously a good player and a good striker, and a big thing for this club, which is a tradition and history, but also have to be even more in the future, is that we have to develop young players that can take the step into the first team. And he's a really good fit for us, the way that he played, his personality, his ambitions also. So in many ways, with our strategy and how we want to go, he's the perfect fit.
The transfer window is by far not closed. Are you happy with the squad you have, or do you still want to find some more players?
It's the same question as same answer as last season. I will never talk about the team. I have the players I have today. My responsibility is to make them the best that they can be. Then of course the window is long, and there's a World Cup at the moment who probably takes a lot of attention. That's the reason why not too much is happening at the moment. But we will also use the preseason here to see where it is we have to be better. But of course we are working behind the doors and behind the windows, but we're not working here in front of you guys.
Coach, is there any position that you look for, or any special type of player? Maybe a central midfielder with offensive skills, or do you have any skill set in mind where you said that has a new man to bring in?
I would say the last game we played against Rede was very, very positive in many ways for us, because some of the players that have struggled in the season showed their qualities at the end when it really mattered. So I would say we also have some players who didn't reach their normal standards last season, which I think with the preseason here can go up to those standards. I'm talking about a Gulliksen who made a very, very good impact in the last game. I'm talking about a Marcutillo who came back from an injury but didn't play much, but also showed his qualities in the last game. So I'm more focusing on the things or the players that we have in the squad at the moment. Then one key position for us is still a little bit around the leadership. We took Andy Weimann back, who gave us a lot, especially here every day in this area where we are now, with his experience and leadership. And we probably have to look for one or two players a little bit similar to his type. Positions could be everything from defender to striker, but the leadership characteristics are important.
Coach, leadership is something you cannot teach. A player must have it inside of him. How difficult is it to scout leadership, to see leadership? Is that the so often called little moments on the pitch?
We have to start disagreeing here, because I think everything is coachable. And I think even the best leaders, they were not born as leaders. They developed into becoming good leaders. And it takes a good environment to be in, it takes a lot of good inspiration, but it also takes ambition and curiosity from yourself. So what we are doing at the moment is we are finding the leaders or potential leaders in the group, and then we have to create a program for them where we keep on developing them with learning from us, but probably also learning from outside. How is it? What does it take? What do you do every day? Try to make it a little bit more strategic, the way you approach it as a leader, so we can develop it inside the team, because I don't think we can just walk around and expect that it will come or expect that we can find someone. We have to do everything we can to develop. And then some have a natural gift for being a leader or role model. And if we can find them out there, we will try to bring them in.
Development is not a normal straight up line, it's up and down, but you will have goals. What are your short-term goals that you want to reach with the team?
Short term is a good start, and a good start is for us to get as far as possible in the European competitions. I think we have to get into a position where we can qualify for the league phase, which is realistically. So that's a short term goal for us, and then we have to get a good start in the league. I said to the players this morning, my ambition on behalf of the team is to be the best team in Austria. So why not start now?
You talked about Europe. What do you know about the first two possible opponents in Europe? Do you know something already?
We looked a little yesterday, and when the draw was there, we don't know much yet. So we have to, of course, analyze them, and we have to bring some people out to watch the two games that they play against each other, so we get to know even more. Also just around the stadium and facilities and all these small things that also matters. So we will look more into them the next couple of weeks.
You are the favorite to go through to the next round, but to be the favorite is something especially mentally more challenging than it seems on paper.
We are the favorites, and we should qualify from first round. No matter if we have to go to Wales or Andorra, we don't have to hide from that. That's just the fact.
Two more questions from my side. We spoke last season a lot about the mental side of the game, and that the club and the environment and everything around is a bit mentally challenging and maybe even exhausting.
Yeah.
Do you plan to make steps in that direction to make it a bit more easier for the players to don't have this kind of challenges?
Yeah. First of all, now we have 5 weeks to really work on the way that we play. So when that is clear, it also gives the answer to the players in difficult moments what to do. Just do as you train. So now we have some weeks to really find that rhythm, find that shape, and make it very clear for the players how we play. And the second thing is the thing I mentioned about the leadership group that we will do with inspiration from people outside, from inside, internally, externally. Keep on developing that, so even more players take responsibility in the tough times, because there will be tough times, but we also have to make sure that the tough times will not be 8, 10, 12 games, but one game and then bouncing back already in the next game. But that takes some work.
Coach, final question from my side. I know that you are learning German. I know that you are improving your German. When do we get the first press conference from you in German?
So you put the coach under pressure already from the start. My ambition is that it's this season.
Thank you, coach.
How many players do you have available today? Who is missing?
We are 22 players on the pitch. Some players are still missing, especially the ones who've been with national teams. So Bendy Boller have a couple of more days off. Bajlic the same. Niki Wurmbrand, Schüller the same. Armin Gröller the same. Because of national teams, so they didn't have the same amount of vacation as the others. Then we still have a couple of players who still in their final phase of their rehab. Johannes Hoff, for example, is not fully ready yet. So he will be back with us in a week's time or so. I probably forgot someone in the mix of that, but we have 22 today.
What's the situation, or how's the situation with MBE?
It's also going well. I think the plan is, or I know the plan is for him to get back in team training or around the team when we go on training camp. So that will be his first minutes with the team again. And then, of course, we have to integrate him more and more and more. And then when the first game starts, we have to see how much he can play.
It's your first summer preparation here in Vienna. Do you have any new impulses, ideas for the team planned? And
yes, we have. Like I said, we analyzed the whole last season. So we have, I'll probably say, small details in every phase of the game. But there's also a big part for us to do outside the pitch, and that will probably also take a lot of time for us here in preseason. I just presented the plan for the players this morning, and I showed them what days and how we're going to do it. So some small details on the pitch where we have to improve in some areas that I just explained to begin with, and then the whole piece around representing this club and what it means, what kind of pressure you can expect, and how you handle that pressure. Full commitment to what we do. A fresh start. A fresh start always comes with responsibility, but also possibilities. And we have to forget about last season and all the negativity and focus on still the small things in last season that were good. I mentioned for the players this morning, 3 wins in a row against Red Bull Salzburg. We beat the champions at home in a really, really good game. So we showed to ourselves and Austria that we can do it. Now we have to do it even more. So start with that positivity in mind, fresh energy, and that's the plan.
You mentioned pretty early that the fitness has to improve.
Yes.
How will you manage that in the short break?
We changed the off-season program completely for the players. So what they have done the last couple of weeks have been much more demanding. That's also what they said, the players, when they came back, that it's been probably harder than they're used to. But that also means that we can start with more intensity straight away in the trainings. Today will be a short start and not too much, but the next days and especially the next week we can start with more intensity already from day one. Then we do some testing inside, which we did yesterday. We will do it outside here tomorrow. And we will look at every player and see exactly where he is, and then based on that we will make a program for him the next 5 weeks, where if they are not up to the standards that we expect, then there will be some extra running, sometimes in training when the others are doing something, sometimes after training, sometimes before training, because we have to push the standards for this area. Yeah.
But it lasted just for, I think, the first 3 games. Why will it this time be the right system for the longer time?
Because in January, when we arrived, there was a heavy pressure on results, where we simply had to qualify for top 6, and we had, after the not so good starts, Hartberg at home, Austria away, I think it was, yes. Then we had 3 games to reach the top 6, and we had to be just efficient and see, okay, what will get us into top 6, not thinking too much about plans for the future. And then we thought, okay, there's actually some positives in this, so we keep on working with it, and also got a good start to the top 6 group, and then probably dropped a little bit again. And then we decided the last game of the season, okay, we go back to what we actually want to do, and that's also how we start. I think also a little bit like the coach said. I think he was satisfied with the team performance. Still saw some room for improvements if they want to really go far. But I think it was a great opener. You always talk about the first game of a championship to be the most difficult one. You have to get a good result to get in. They managed to do that. So yeah, I think they showed promising signals. So when Denmark is not in, then I I have to support the other team in red and white.
How did you spend your free time in holidays?
The first week after the Ried game, I was still at the office with the coaches to analyze the whole season, so not any vacation time there. Then I had 2 weeks with my wife and my kids, and we went to Tyrol and had 2 weeks in the Salzburg, Innsbruck area in between there, relaxing, watching the beautiful nature, and then coming back, and I was in this Monday again. So 2 weeks off, and that's what you need.
There's been a lot of changes in the staff.
Yeah.
Your staff will be another change, or is it like the last months?
So the closest coaching staff, I hope we can keep it as it is, because I'm really satisfied with how they work, but also just the atmosphere and the environment. It's good people with different characteristics, so I hope really that we can keep it as it is. Of course, we have to be prepared for changes, but it's not like I'm seeing that anything will come in the future. So I hope we can keep it.
Thanks a lot.
Of course.
Danke euch.